Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you guys how I straighten my hair. You guys are always asking for a tutorial, so here it is. I do have pretty long hair, but I do have them in layers. So I'm going to show you guys how I personally straighten my hair. So yeah, I'm going to give you guys all my tips and tricks on how to get some hydrated, beautiful, silky hair. So I start off with washing my hair and then letting it air dry. And then I think it's really important, at least for me, because I get really frizzy hair. It really does take like commitment to straighten my hair, but it's always important to start off properly. So once I let it air dry, it does get super frizzy. So I sleep in a bonnet and then it usually just, you know, it's pretty smooth, it's pretty tamed. So once you start off, make sure your hair is completely dry. You guys don't want damp hair. You guys don't want any moisture in your hair at all. You want it to be completely dry. And then I go in and comb all of my hair. If I went out like this, it would definitely get really frizzy throughout the day. So I always try to style it, but anyways, once it's smooth, no knots in my hair, nothing, then we can finally get started. Okay, so the most important step that a lot of people don't do is you guys use heat protectant. Use a type of heat protector. I love this one. I get this at the beauty supply store. I straighten my hair way too often and I use the highest heat setting, but if you use a heat protectant, it really does make a difference. It doesn't prevent the damage completely, but it definitely slows it down. You guys always say that my hair is pretty healthy, and it's always because I use a heat protectant. But it is an oil, so we have to be careful, because if you put too much, it will get very greasy. You want it to be pretty dry, but with the right amount of oil, it'll be smooth and silky and nice. I like to just rub it on my hands and then lightly go over it, because I don't want too much oil in one spot, because that's when it gets oily and greasy. So I mostly focus on my ends, and like I said, I just kind of brush over it lightly. So once your hair is dry, once you have heat protectant in your hair, and once it's combed out, you guys can get your flat iron. I have this one. This one is honestly pretty small. If you get a thicker one, it's gonna make everything go by so much faster. You guys know the old school thick big ones? Those really work. So I do put my hair straightener on the highest heat setting. This is at 425. So I like to put it at the highest heat setting because I know I can go through it with one pass and it'll be good. And I layer my hair when I'm straightening it. And I start from the bottom, so I start like halfway down my ears and then part it right there. I want like a pretty thin part. If you make it too big, you're not gonna straighten it properly and it's not gonna come out that beautiful. So it's not a really big part, but it's not super small. And then I just split it and bring them both to the front. And usually I just see the piece that I grab and how much I should get for my straightener. So this, I could split it in half. But I can see that every little strand of this piece is gonna come in contact with the iron. So that's all I need when I straighten my hair, which is exactly why I'd recommend a bigger straightener, just so you could grab more hair. I get my hair straightener, I start at the very root, I squeeze really tight, and then I always brush it out as I go down. And then I just do one pass. And then the same thing for this piece. Squeeze it pretty tight and I brush it down. And then I have this side of my hair straightened really nicely. You guys can see that my hair is like 3 different colors right now. It's literally so simple and easy. This is just the bottom layer of my hair. Now imagine the rest of your hair. I don't do anything really special to my hair. I just keep it healthy by using a heat protectant. That's literally the main thing I use. I obviously love styling my hair, but I do try to avoid using heat as much as possible. My hair's still pretty healthy after a long year of putting it through fucking hell. So when that's done, I push it back and then I grab another layer. I don't know how many layers I usually do. I just measure it out. This is how much I'm getting, not too much, not too little. Same thing on the other side. Okay, so all the new hair we're gonna straighten is in the front. The hair I just straightened is in the back, so we don't accidentally go over it again. And same thing, I start from the very back just to make sure I get, you know, all of it. And I start off with the same amount of hair. I usually don't have a problem straightening the back of my hair because it's just making sure you get every strand. I part it in half, bring it to the front, and then I start from the very back. I'm gonna go at the very root so there's no bumps, and then slowly go down. You definitely have to make sure you're not going too fast. Wow, my hair is, do you guys see the color? I need to get my hair fixed immediately. Sometimes my hair is like pretty wavy at the root, so I go over that little part again very carefully. Okay, so we're basically done with like the bottom half of my hair. I had highlights earlier this year and the brown is fading. You can definitely see it like coming in. Guys, I had just the worst year. Just, that's it. I just had the worst year with my hair, with everything. It's been crazy. I'm ready for 2026. I'm over 2025. Separating really doesn't matter as much as the amount of hair that you're grabbing. So if you have a really thick layer like this, or if you just have really thick hair, all you're gonna want to do is just get small pieces and it won't make a difference. It's all about how it passes through the straightener, not how it's parted, not how neat it is. It's just how it goes through, because you guys see it's really poofy. The least you could do is flatten the hair so it kind of spreads out. If you straighten it in a big chunk like this, all of it is not gonna come in contact with the heat. I think it's easier when I brush it out with my fingers to kind of like separate it, and then I use the other hand to grab it. And I'm always combing it so I don't go over like a knot or anything. And like I said, I make sure I go over every little strand. But that was just one pass. I'm just gonna give you guys an example of straightening all of this hair and no technique. So I'm just gonna kind of just go over it. And you see how some pieces got straight, some pieces didn't. Some pieces didn't even flatten out. Okay, so this side is straight. I'm gonna do this one real quick and then we're gonna finish off the rest of my hair. Okay, so we got all of this pretty straight and smooth and we're almost done. We have maybe like 2 layers left. Even having it tied up can make it tangled. So make sure you guys are just always brushing through your hair. This is usually when it goes by pretty quick because we're on our last one. And this is when I get a comb to make sure it's straight. Once I reach the top, I part it and then I go ahead and straighten it. Okay, so every single piece of my hair is straight and it looks very nice, and it looks really nice. It's super smooth, so shiny, healthy, beautiful. So yeah, that's how I straighten my hair. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something new. If you guys follow these steps, please let me know how it goes. So I never check the back of my hair just because I'm always confident that it is straight. So I'm gonna show you guys what the back looks like. I have no idea what it looks like, but I'll show you guys. I hope it's all straight. If not, that's gonna be really embarrassing. Thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you very soon.